Bill Gates is a criminal. He's always been a criminal. Just pick your poison here. Or you want to talk about vaccines. You want to talk about Epstein. You want to talk about the theft of all of Apple's technology. Steve Jobs hated Bill Gates because Bill Gates committed what Steve Jobs called the single greatest intellectual property theft in the history of America by stealing the operating system from Apple. Anyway, he's a real dirtbag, a real scumbag, an evil person. And I don't believe in blood libel, but it seems like this one runs in the family because Bill Gates' daughter now is facing 20 years in prison for a alleged crime. Let's jump into it. Bill Gates' daughter says she's so privileged and she's so ashamed of coming from a privileged background. First off, I mean, let's just get this out of the way here. How did Bill Gates produce a relatively attractive young woman? Like, how are these genetics how does this genetics work? How's that possible? Maybe all the money, you know? Like maybe it's all the money, right? And money can fix a lot of things. I don't know. But, well, I mean, I guess you win the genetic lottery there. What else did she win?
Phoebe, you coming from a place of privilege, your dad being Bill Gates, did you ever feel like it's been difficult to make a name for yourself and really like carve your own path and not just be like Bill Gates' daughter?
Yeah, I think 100%. But the tough thing is it's like, yeah, that's difficult, but that comes with so much privilege, right? Like I didn't have to fight for a scholarship in college. Like I knew my college was going to be paid for. I had incredible opportunities because of my parents. Like if I didn't have my parents as my rock, like I wouldn't have been able to have these incredible opportunities. So yes, it came with the thing of like, oh yeah, I am in my parents' shadows and like, you know, it is going to be tough to make a name for myself. I had to learn very early on who were true friends, who weren't true friends. But honestly, like, I think all in all, like, I have an incredibly privileged life. And so I think saying that is like, oh, it's a hardship. It isn't really for me because it's like, I've been so blessed with what I've been given by my parents and I'm never going to pretend I have.
Don't hate me, but I don't mind that answer one little bit. We're going to talk about potential crimes that she committed. Based on that privilege. But like, that's actually not a bad answer. I hate the term privilege. Everybody suffers hardships in life. Some of the most miserable people on earth are rich people. It's all a spiritual battle in this life. God gives you what he gives you, and you should fight hard and you should work hard. But like this idea that anybody is more privileged than you, it doesn't take into the account that we're all going to be judged equally. And so it really is irrelevant, quite frankly. The only thing that matters. And again, there's hardships that come with everybody's life. And so it's like kind of cruel to like look down. Everybody has someone they can look down on. A homeless person sleeping under a bridge right now could look down on somebody who's from Somalia or Haiti that's living in an actual sewer. I was like, or look up to, right? I guess unless you're Elon Musk. Unless you got $1 trillion. Bill Gates used to be the richest person on earth. But he passed on certainly his shady business deals to his daughter. Let's see what's happened. Bill Gates' 23-year-old daughter, her name's Phoebe. She's accused of cookie stuffing scandal in her shopping startup company and could face 20 years in prison. So what is this exactly and what's going on? Bill Gates' daughter faces 20 years in jail. Oh boy. Okay. So what happened? What is cookie stuffing? Bill Gates' nepo baby daughter, Phoebe Gates, has been accused of cookie stuffing after a multi-billion dollar startup. It's a multi-billion dollar startup? Jeez. Phia had an illicit practice that comes with a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison. Phia is a digital personal shopping assistant co-founded by Gates with fellow Stanford alum Sophia Connie, reacted with shock in July following reports that it was dropping more web cookies than it should, taking undue credit for online sales at retail partners. This is a big no-no, obviously. People buy their apps and people buy things. You know, you can obviously rig the game to say that a bunch of people are using your app when they're actually not. The company released a statement saying that it only learned the issue within the last 24 hours, pledging to fix the glitch. But according to a Bloomberg report, the young entrepreneurs had known for at least 7 months that their startup was over-counting its sales commissions. So this is like stealing from creators, stealing from the shoppers, and then also inflating the numbers of your app, whatever it was going to look at If you have a successful app, it's how many users do you have, right? So you're like creating fake users, creating fake engagement, creating fake commerce, and then stealing from people. So here we go. The founder, principal attorney of Givener Law warned in a post on X Tuesday that cookie stuffing can come with serious consequences. It's typically treated as federal wire fraud. There is a possibility of maximum penalty of 20 years in prison. A Phia spokesperson told the Post any features causing misattributions were immediately removed over the month. We're reviewing every transaction. We're fully committed and have already begun issuing all transaction reversals, brand partners, misattribution, hiring a head of compliance to make sure something like this never happens again. We're now continuing to connect with users, our users with items and offers from thousands of brand partners. We learn from this and ensure. So they're not saying this didn't happen. They're saying it did happen and we're like going to fix it. Yikes. So like, can you prove that they knew that it was happening? Her dad is worth $100 billion. It says that they were aware of the features that dropped in the checkout process. The customers didn't know. This is like basic fraud against your customers, according to people familiar. And internal Slack messages reviewed by Bloomberg. Yikes. Okay. Oh, no. When a shopper uses Phia by selecting one of its coupon codes, the software drops a cookie and tracks the activity across the web to show the retailer it helped drive the sale and earned itself a commission. So it's fraud. It's just fraud. The startup, which raised a jaw-dropping $30 million in 2025 from backers including Hailey Bieber, Kris Jenner, and Spanx founder, operates a browser extension finding discount codes for customers across online retailers when they click Phia at checkout. Okay, I mean, it sounds useful, but not useful if you're spending a bunch of time in prison. The Forbes fraud pipeline never misses. Oh no, everyone's in jail. They're all in jail. Yikes. Phoebe Gates has locked all of her accounts down, except for Instagram. See here on Instagram. This is Phoebe Gates. And she wants you to know that Gen Z isn't giving up after the fall of Roe. Okay. Taking after her mom, and dad there, right? So here's all the people. 35 million Series A. Everybody throwing in their money. Sydney Sweeney. Goodness gracious. Mindy Kaling. Paris Hilton. What is this? All these like founders, like all this stuff. It's like it gets so annoying. It's like, oh, founders. I'm a founder of something. Virtually 90% of the time, you're just a nepo baby who like was born into piles of cash, and you've been able to like just throw money around, and it's just basically money laundering and fraud, which is what's happening here. Bill Gates' daughter just landed a shopping app. It's already scandal ridden. Personalized shopping, but it's facing massive backlash. They were stealing money effectively. This came shady practice. Honey has allegedly been sued for. So the other people have sued this. Cybersecurity researchers caught Phia tracking users' private web data, like father, like daughter. Ew.
It's that every time you want to shop on Pinterest, those items are sold out is crazy to me. But there hasn't been a truly personalized social shopping experiment to date. And that is what we are building at Phia.
That's Bill Gates' daughter, Phoebe Gates. And as you just heard, she also likes experimenting, just like her father.
Imagine frauding just to appear cool to your evil girl boss friends trying to use you for access to your dad when you literally have $1 bajillion. Rich kids' desire to deal with the guilt of being born rich and doing stupid stuff remains undefeated. Bill Gates is a deeply unethical man. His business skill was monopolist. He didn't just cheat the public. He cheated his wife, Melinda. Jeffrey Epstein, his daughter, is a chip off the old block. Oh boy. Why would you do this? Everyone's saying the apple never falls far. Getting paid for sales you didn't drive, right? That's exactly what cookie stuffing is. Cookie stuffing is when a company secretly plants tracking cookies on your browser so it can claim affiliate commissions on purchases that it never actually helped generate. I wonder, why do you even need to do this stuff in the first place? Not looking good for Bill Gates' daughter. This is all over my timeline. Bill Gates is dropping antibiotics in his wife's drink, and his daughter is dropping cookies on your computer. Problem is, this report from Bloomberg is true. She has committed fraud. Not too bad we don't have a justice system. And if you're rich, you can get away with anything. Well, this would be a great time to prove that's not true, right? Who knows? How it started, how it's going. Yikes. Okay, what do you think is going to happen? Going to prison for committing wire fraud in an attempt to make your startup look better when your dad is already a billionaire is objectively hilarious. Yeah. Maybe you should have just taken the W that life handed you right off the bat. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is a Gates family member going to prison anytime soon? Let me know in the comment section. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe.